It looks like R3 is up for sale, and in this video, we're going to be talking about whether or not Ripple could be the buyer. In this video, we're going to break down that entire situation and exactly what this would mean for Ripple and XRP going forward. Guys, about 2.5 years ago, I released a video on this channel talking about that my dream acquisition for Ripple would be R3. In this video, we're going to talk about that as well as a very exciting development. Guys, you are not going to want to miss it. Like always, your support means so much to this channel. Thank you to everyone who takes the time to like these videos and subscribe to the channel. These two simple things really do help me out so much. Also, if you ever need a place to buy some XRP, make sure to check out my favorite exchange Uphold down in the description of this video. With that said, let's jump right into it, and I hope you guys enjoy the content. So I want to start this video off and just share with you something pretty funny that happened earlier today. This is the kind of thing that I think is going to put a smile on a lot of your faces. It was actually a Bloomberg interview of Gary Gensler earlier today. And guys, what they did to Gary here was just brutal. I never expected this in a million years. Apparently, British Bloomberg is just off the cuff with the things that he will say to a regulator. Guys, listen up to this. It was absolutely hilarious, and no one was more deserving of this than Gary himself. You can already see his face. You know where this is going to go. He's about to get annihilated here. Listen up to this.
Talking of disclosures, one disclosure from former President Trump is that he would fire you, ultimately. Unsurprising to you, I'm sure.
So, Caroline, I'll let you go to your next question.
A lot to get on with, and your term is what, until June 2026? But will it run until then? Many feel that perhaps not. Talking of disclosures.
Absolutely insane that she just hit him with that. Incredible. I mean, no one, like I said, is more deserving of that than Gary Gensler. I've been saying on this channel, I think either way, a Trump win or a Kamala Harris win, Gary Gensler is gone. This has been something that is staged for a while now. I'm hearing a lot of people on the inside saying Gary Gensler doesn't make it to the other side of this, and now he is just getting slapped around by the media. Absolutely insane to see that. I think it really shows how the tides have turned. People aren't taking this guy seriously anymore. And overall, I think it's really good news for us moving forward. I wanted to share that with you quick because obviously it's always nice to see Gary Gensler kind of get a taste of his own medicine. I want to move on and talk about something really exciting, though, that happened earlier today and actually just a couple minutes ago. And that is that John Deaton is filing as an amicus in the Ripple SEC case Second Circuit. Absolutely incredible. I do not have words for how incredible of a person John Deaton is. This man, pro bono, took on the SEC, won, got XRP status as not a security, now is running against Elizabeth Warren, is doing a historic job, also pro bono, put $1 million of his own money into it, and is now, once again, pro bono, going after the SEC, all while he is continuing to run for Senate. We could be in a situation where John Deaton could be a senator suing the SEC. I have said this a million times on the channel. I cannot say it enough. If you know someone in Massachusetts, you absolutely need to get them to vote for John Deaton. If you see John Deaton post on X, you need to retweet that post. Anything you can do to support John Deaton at this point is mission critical. This dude is a legend. He is doing this out of his own pocket, and he is doing it because he is just a hero. There is no better word for John Deaton than a hero. I cannot believe the extremes he has gone to for justice, and I don't think there's a better proof of anyone's character than what we have witnessed from John Deaton over the past 4 years. He's an absolutely outstanding person. Time after time after time, he proves to be on our side. And this is just another example of John Deaton going out of his way to do the right thing and fight for us. Guys, the least we could do is fight back for him. Just an incredible thing by John Deaton here. And I don't know how he has the time, guys. It's insane. I can't believe he's doing this, but that's John Deaton. I've said this a couple times. He's a pit bull. Nothing is going to slow him down. He is going to outwork everyone else. And this is why I actually think he can beat Elizabeth Warren. Everyone's going to say the polls don't say he can win. Everyone's going to say she's so big. Massachusetts always goes Democrat. He can't win. I'm telling you, if anyone can do it, it's going to be Deaton. They said the same exact thing about him when he actually got into the Ripple SEC case. They said, oh, there's no way this guy can take down the SEC. There's no way he can make any difference in this case. He's going to be kicked out immediately. Well, guess what? If it wasn't for him in the case, XRP would have never gotten the clarity that it's not a security. This dude defies all odds. He'll continue to do it. I'm sure he's going to make a massive difference in the Second Circuit part of this case. And the fact that he is even taking this on is incredible. Hats off to John Deaton. There's not words I can put in this video to give him enough justice and enough praise for what he's doing here, but he deserves all of it. So guys, the least you can do is show your support for John Deaton. And guys, I want to get into the topic of this video now, which is insane. And that is, it looks like R3 might be up for sale. Now, this is something that has been in the works for a while now. It's been something speculated on, and this could be a really big deal. There is not more competition in the market for Ripple than R3. R3 is essentially doing what Ripple is trying to do in a private permissioned way. Now, what do we know about Ripple? They're looking to do everything in a public decentralized way, but it doesn't mean there's not room for a private permissioned blockchain in Ripple's product stack. Why is that? Guys, for the same exact reason you wouldn't want to put your entire bank account on the XRP ledger is the same exact reason a business wouldn't want to do it either. Now, does that mean there is no use case for a public blockchain? Absolutely not. Let's take a look at a Web 2 example. You have private databases, you have public databases. You want to share information on a public forum? That's where you use a public database. You want to keep information private? That's where you use a private database. The same exact thing is going to happen in the blockchain world. And R3 already has deep tentacles in terms of building out these private permission chains. I believe this could be a home run acquisition for either Ripple or SVI to engulf the entire company and bring these two people together, Ripple and R3, to create a monopoly on the entire ecosystem. I said this in the intro of the video. One of the acquisitions that I think would be most exciting for Ripple is to buy R3, because what we saw with Medico is exactly what would happen here. R3 already has the relationships with these big banks. R3 already has the relationships and the tentacles in their product stacks. What Ripple did with Medico was they just bought that foundation. They bought the tentacles and inserted themselves into the stack. We could see the same exact thing with R3. We could see Ripple push themselves into the base layer of what these institutions have already built, and there's no going back now. What Ripple would do would say, hey, keep your private permission chain. This is now a Ripple product. But we understand that's not where this stops. There's a lot more to this entire revolution than a private permission chain. It comes back to the public database. R3 has the connections with most of the big banks out there, but their product stack is obviously lacking. Ripple eats the connections. They take what R3 has built in terms of a network and integrate the XRP ledger with the private permission databases on the other side. To me, this is the holy grail of everything Ripple would be doing. They would have the custody with Medico. They would have the network with R3. They would have the liquidity. They would have the decentralized network with the XRP ledger. This is the holy grail if Ripple is able to do it. Now, like I said, I don't think this comes all down to Ripple. Funny enough, back in 2018, there was actually a tweet from SBI or an investor letter, whatever you have it. And in that, the CEO specifically said that his goal was to bring together Ripple and R3. Do plans change over time? Absolutely. Things could be different. But it doesn't take a genius to see what this could mean in terms of Ripple just getting their tentacles inside the entire industry. I believe this would be one of those home run acquisitions. This would be a game changer for Ripple's monopoly on the entire industry. And it looks like R3 might not be the competition that a lot of people made them up to be. So R3, in no doubt, has the connections, but it turns out that this private permission database system that R3 was building maybe wasn't all it was hyped up to be. Now, with that said, if you just had these private permission databases already built out with these large institutions, able to directly hook up to the XRP ledger, so now you can use the public liquidity of XRP and get those instant settlement transactions, now you are talking about something very, very special. So in my eyes, this is extremely exciting, and I am going to be monitoring this very closely. I think at minimum, it indicates two things. One, R3 clearly isn't the competition a lot of people made them out to be for Ripple, because Ripple doesn't seem to be having these kinds of conversations right now. On the other side of that, I think this could be very powerful for the future of this ecosystem. The network effect of banks, onboarding more institutions, and locking them into Ripple's product suite. Ripple has the money to do this. I guarantee it. Would it require some XRP liquidity? Absolutely. But this is why burning the escrow is always one of the dumbest things out there. If Ripple had to take some of the escrow, dump it, raise some funds, buy R3, I mean, I am all for something like that. It's a war chest. It allows them to build out a network effect that nothing else is comparable to. What did XLM do? They burned their entire war chest. They burned all the value. It's all gone. Just for what? To perform the same as XRP in terms of price? Ripple has the war chest. They used it to defend themselves against the SEC. They used it to fight off the regulators. And now they could use it for one of the most important blockchain acquisitions we have seen in the industry to date. What happens? How this shakes out? I don't know. But clearly, SBI has had their eye on this for a very long time. And I wouldn't be surprised if there's some people on the back end saying, hey, it's time to put this in place. Guys, let me know what you think. I think this could be a home run. I think it would be a game changer for Ripple going forward. And I think it makes all the sense in the world. Guys, thank you so much for coming. I hope you enjoyed this update. And for now, Mickle out.